Good, happy Wednesday evening, March 16, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Wednesday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Wednesday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, no brakes, no screech. Transportation worker describes being struck along I-93. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
When you're launching a home improvement project, quality lumber from our drive-through lumber yards makes all the difference. At Beltate's Building Supply, you'll find a wide selection of the lumber and building materials you need for any project.
Visit us at beltates.com or any of our 9 locations.
Gene, this story is something else. Part of the mission here at DOT is road service and safety. Chris Quimby was helping a disabled tractor trailer when he was nearly killed on the job last week. The dash cam video is upsetting, but officials here say they want the public to see it. Chris Quimby never saw it coming, clipped from behind at 70 miles an hour. He'd been on scene for 40 minutes, acting as a buffer for the crew working to change 2 flat tires. He was seatbelted in because he says that's policy, and that likely saved him from much more than a few bruises and a sore back. Quimby was back at work that afternoon, filling out paperwork for the crash, and called in to plow snow the next morning. DOT says that since January 1st of this year, more than 24 DOT trucks have been struck by vehicles.
The glass flying and, a loud crushing sound. No brake, there was no screech, there was no panic stop before he hit.
Every single one of those individuals is taking their life in their own hands every time they have to respond to a road incident. And so because of that, we have move-over laws.
These terrifying near misses are happening on a near daily basis across law enforcement and road crews and DPW crews. And officials here say workers shouldn't have to rely on luck to stay alive. We're live in Derry this noon. Amy Cavino, WMUR News.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. 4 die in New Hampshire of COVID-19 as hospitalizations rise. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whoa. Sorry, you probably didn't catch all that. Well, as you can see,
Now to the new COVID numbers. The daily testing average in New Hampshire is now below 4,000 for the first time since August the 12th. There are 136 new cases to report, and active cases are up slightly to 855. There are 4 new COVID-related deaths to report tonight. Current hospitalizations are also up slightly to 48.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire closing state-run COVID-19 vaccination sites. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
If you're a contractor, Beltate's Building Supply wants to be your first choice for lumber and building products. Our contractor sales team can expedite orders for timely delivery right to your job site with our huge 50-vehicle delivery fleet.
Visit us at beltates.com or any of our 9 locations.
New Hampshire will soon close its all state-run vaccination sites. This afternoon's announcement from DHHS comes one day after state-run testing sites were shut down. The vaccination sites will remain open until March the 31st, and 4 of the 7 mobile teams will also stop work.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Merrimack Bakery's cupcakes raise money to support Ukraine. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whoa. Sorry, you probably didn't catch all that. Well, as you can see, Fidium is fat.
At the leader of my nation. As the Ukrainian president addressed Congress, the family behind Bite Me Cupcakes in Merrimack was gathered round the TV. Deborah McCabe, Adamanchuk's husband, is Ukrainian, and she would hear stories about World War II from relatives.
It's different when you experience it yourself. It's different than hearing a story.
The news is constantly on. We are constantly watching what's going on, and it hurts. It hurts to watch something that you would think people wouldn't do go on.
Rebecca is proud of her Ukrainian heritage, and the family still has close ties to that country.
We have cousins over there. We have close friends that are over there that we've lost contact with.
Is there anything else I can get you today?
As they watched the war, the desire to do something to help grew stronger, and out of that desire came cupcakes, decorated with the colors of the Ukrainian flag. Proceeds from those sales will be donated to charities helping Ukrainians. The response has been overwhelming. For instance, this past weekend,
after we sold out, and when I say sold out, I mean there was not a cupcake in the building, staying till about 10 o'clock at night, baking another 22 batches of cupcakes just so we have more.
We're going to toss it right up.
We've gotten calls from people in Vermont and Maine wanting to place orders.
For now, the plan is to continue baking the cupcakes until the end of the month. The family hoping to raise $10,000 to send to charity. As for the speech to Congress and the president, the family believes that it will help, saying they believe that representatives and our president, their hearts are in the right places. Reporting live in Merrimack, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Biden announced new 800M aid to Ukraine. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
What if positive change was only one design away? Some say design is beyond most people's reach. We say it's already in your hands. So, what will you design today?
We're going to go to our chief White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, with more on that expected announcement from President Biden on aid to Ukraine. Cecilia?
Hey, Amy, good morning to you. Yeah, the White House certainly anticipating what they just heard from President Zelensky there. An emotional plea for sure. President Biden now expected to deliver remarks in just a matter of hours addressing some of this direct appeal from Ukraine. He's going to announce, I'm told by sources here, $800 million in new military aid to the country. That's going to include these weapons that Zelensky was just asking for right there, like those anti-tank and anti-air systems. They're considering sending in armed drones as well. This is all part of this new round of aid is all part of this bipartisan bill that the president signed yesterday. But the White House is also really focused right now on everything they've done in the past year leading up to this crisis. So let me show you some of the weapons that the United States has delivered to Ukraine in the past year. We're talking about 600 Stinger anti-aircraft missiles, 2,600 Javelin anti-tank missiles, 200 grenade launchers and ammunition, 5 choppers, 3 boats, 70 other vehicles. A lot of these weapons were supplies that the United States had not wanted to give to Ukraine before this crisis for fear of escalating things with Russia. Amy, let me tell you quickly, we are also now learning that President Biden is headed to Europe next week. He's going to attend a summit at NATO in Brussels. This is going to be a key show of force with our allies. Amy?
Celia Vega at the White House.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great evening. Good night and goodbye.